Georgia-Pacific is releasing this statement on forest protection and sustainable practices as a means to not only look at some new areas we want to work on, but to reaffirm actions and activities and processes we already have in place. So for instance, we've been committed to sustainable forestry for many years. We've had a certification, an SFI certification, and part of that program has been to make sure that we're using best management forestry practices, that all of the people we buy wood from are, that all of our loggers continue to be maintaining their training in terms of sustainable forest practices, that we're outreaching to landowners. These are important aspects of sustainable forestry that we are committed to. Georgia-Pacific is making this statement because we believe this is the right thing to do. We believe that it's right to say we don't want to source from endangered forests, that we believe in forest diversity, and that these are ways in which we can help that. We can help it through our mapping, we can help it through commitment to sustainable forestry practices. These are just the right things for our company to do in order to be responsive not only to ourselves and to the interests of our own employees, but also to our consumers and to our customers.
An endangered forest is something nobody really had a handle on exactly what that meant. Georgia-Pacific decided that the best way to tackle this was to actually go out using the best available science, put it together and come up with not only the criteria that would make up an endangered forest, but also to be able to put it on the ground and map it. This way we're ensuring that when people ask Georgia-Pacific, are you in an endangered forest, are you procuring raw fiber from endangered forest, we could emphatically say no, we're not, and we've gone the steps to make sure that we're not.
The approach that we took is take these different types of rare and then try to identify where they are in the landscape through mapping and using best information we have, and identify those areas which are essentially endangered because of their rareness. I think that Georgia-Pacific is in a leadership role in trying to build this information set to be able to do something along those lines. I think it's unique to a company that doesn't own its own land to be working in this capacity.
The natural hardwood component of the forest protection statement relates to conversion of hardwood stands to pine plantations. And it is Georgia-Pacific's belief that there are certain hardwood sites that, because of their unique characteristics, they need to remain as hardwood forests. The natural hardwood identification or definition was a very interesting process. We had a lot of information to look at, and the whole purpose was to identify sites that were unique in their characteristics that would lend themselves to being hardwood forests regardless of what kind of impact man might have on those sites. The process involved looking at all the different types of information that are out there. We looked at all different data sets. We looked at, talked to several different experts that give us a good idea of where these different sites are that might qualify in our minds what are natural hardwood forests. It gives us the diversity component of sustainable forestry. And there's a value in diversity because different habitats that are available to different wildlife species gives us that opportunity to have a much broader range of animals and plants out there than you might have, say, if you just had one type of forest type in the woods.
It gives us a roadmap of where we're going to go in the future with sustainability on the forestry side. It gives us definite goals to reach, definite areas to look at. It does define what we're going to do in the future.